we are going to prepare for the journey carefully. So there's a lot going on here. One thing to note, if you're an old player of the game who's playing the Steam version for the first time, your skill points for your peasants is now separated from your points from items. In classic Dwarf Fortress, your point pool is all for everything, and you have to spread it out. And here, your skills for peasants are different, so you actually want to spend all the points for your peasants that you can. So, we can click View to see what these characters are like. Over here in the overview, it says what they're good at. Some of it's not really going to be able to help you very much. Like, I don't really know what Forenic's going to do. But it does say that this guy values nature, so he might be a really good hunter. This one covers quickly, good intuition, poor social skill. This might be a good miner, because he'll be separated from other people most of the time, the miner. This one, high social awareness, disdains power. I was going to say this one might be a good leader, but he disdains power, so I don't know about that. This person has a lot of negative ones. Merciful, good with language. Clumsy, yeah, don't really know what we're going to do with them. Good spatial sense. Developed empathy, overcautious. This might be a good mason. I think spatial sense helps with making things out of rock. Values tranquility, vain, fact-oriented. This might make a good bookkeeper. We need bookkeepers to have precise counts of our stuff. And this one disdains advice. It's funny. Leisurely. Also values nature. So you might be going outside. Okay. So I'm going to say, because you have good intuition and you value nature, we're going to make you my fisherman. And unfortunately, the skills have been sorted in very strange ways, so it actually takes like a really long time for me to figure out where the skills are. They are not in alphabetical order for some reason, which they weren't in alphabetical order in the classic game, but in the classic game, there wasn't extra tabs, right? In the classic game, it was just all in one list, which made it, so it made more sense to like group things that are similar together. Now it doesn't make sense to group things that are similar together because you can just put them on a different tab, but they didn't do that. Instead, they're both on different tabs and messed up. So this is our Fisher Dwarf. We are also going to make them our leader. So we're going to give them the ability to trade. And there's a lot of abilities that go into trading, but appraiser, judge of intent, negotiator, persuader, and then I might actually like knock a couple of those down and then also give you... There's an actual leader skill in here somewhere. There it is. I guess it's not organized in a way that makes that easy. Okay, you're going to be our miner. Might as well max out their mining skill. The miner, we will also make our mechanic, just because there's certain things we have to get done, and we have only so many dwarves to work with. We only have 7. So sometimes you have to give someone else a random skill. Mechanic is something we're going to need right away, so we're going to make them the minor mechanic. Kind of an odd combination, but it works. Now, there's someone else who is good outside. That was you. You're going to be the hunter. So hunting in this game is called ambushing. We have to find it, though. Well, let's at least give him his combat skills. Let's make him a Marksdorf, because we're going to give him a crossbow. We'll also give him a level of armor user, a couple levels of dodge, just so he can get through any fight, really. Now we got to find ambusher. There it is. Competent ambusher. Skill ambusher. Make you a little bit better at Marksdorf. All right. Nice social awareness. Brawler. Spatial sense. We wanted you to be our mason. Masons work with stone. Going to make you a competent mason at least. And then we're also going to make you our stonecrafter. Again, in the long run, we'll want like a separate stonecrafter from our mason. But right now, he's just going to do both because we only have so many people to work with. Tranquility, very little poor intuition, fact-oriented, thickly impatient and clumsy. I think you're going to be our farmer, which is called planting here, but it's also referred to as farming in other places. It's kind of confusing. Dwarf Fortress is like that. So I'll give you the planting skill. We'll give you the herbalist skill. Herbalist just lets you pick plants that are randomly on the map, as opposed to plants that you actually plant. That just gives them something to do while we wait to get the farms up and going, because it's going to take us a little bit to get the farms going. So who's left? Tranquility, high stamina, fact-oriented, good with language, brawler. Okay. I think this guy, yeah, this is a guy. Oh, you're frail. Frail but high stamina is kind of a pain. Okay, well, seeing that you're frail, I think I'm going to make this guy our woodcutter carpenter. Competent woodcutter, competent carter, and competent woodcrafter. I would say carpentry is probably the most important one for him, so we'll give the last skill point there. And then this last character is our kind of where we dump everything else on. He needs to cook. He needs to brew. It's, again, cooking and brewing should be right next to each other, but cooking's over here and brewing's over here. It's because dwarves need alcohol to survive, so the brewing is actually considered higher priority than the food. So we'll give him those two. We'll also give him butcher and fish cleaner. So basically all of our food prep stuff is this person's job. So that's all of our dwarves.